Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Ricky Resources. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about ramen and why it's so special to me. And I'm also going to take you guys to what is, in my opinion, the best ramen place in Lisbon, and maybe even the best ramen I've ever had. So first of all, what is ramen? If you're thinking about instant noodle packets, you're not even a quarter of the way there. Ramen is a Japanese noodle soup. It first originated when Chinese noodles were brought to Japan in the 1400s, but ramen as we know it today started to appear in the late 1800s. Unlike Western soups, which are usually made up of pureed vegetables, ramen has a broth base, which is one of its main elements, the others being the noodles, the tare, which is a sauce that determines how salty the soup will be, toppings, which include chashu pork and a half-boiled egg, and aromatic oils. You might be thinking that it's something rather easy to make, that you just throw everything in and mix it all together. But it actually requires a lot of precision. Even if you're off by the smallest millimeter, it could ruin your ramen. So it's not something you can really lightheartedly make at home. You need a lot of time to get the broth right, and some of the ingredients might be really hard to find. So if you have a ramen place in your city, I suggest you enjoy what it has to offer. I know I do, and that's where we're going right now. So the thing with ramen for me is that, as you all know, if you saw my video on how I grew up in 5 different countries, I spent a good chunk of my life in Asia. So ramen was actually something that I grew up with a lot because my family would often go to Japanese restaurants, and at the time I wasn't really a big fan of sushi. So I had to settle for soup. But at the time, sure, it was just soup, but it kind of just grew into something else. So yeah, when I moved back home to Portugal, I was really desperate to find a ramen place. And when I actually found the ramen place, I was really happy because I hadn't eaten ramen, like proper ramen, for 5, 6, 7 years. So we're at the restaurant right now. As you can see on the tables, they have stickers to mark out the tables where you can't sit to make sure that we are in compliance with the 2-meter rule of social distancing. The restaurant's pretty empty right now, but people are missing out because this ramen is really good. I actually called earlier to place an order for takeaway. I didn't know that the restaurant was actually open, so I kind of asked if we could sit down and eat here, and they were super nice and they let us, so pretty cool. The cool thing about this restaurant is that it's OG Japanese. The concept actually is based on a restaurant in Tokyo, and there the lines are always full. Like, you have to wait at least 2 hours for a bowl of ramen. And the special thing about the ramen here is that most of the ramen in the menu are served with, the broth is made with yuzu, and yuzu is a small citrus fruit. And it's not really like any other citrus. It's not quite like lemon or lime, but people say that the closest citrus that it comes to is grapefruit. So here we have yuzu lemonade, so I guess it's yuzu-nade. So, other than 12 locations in Japan, they also have a restaurant here in Portugal and 2 in the United States, and one of them is in Porto. They opened the restaurant here because they're trying to expand mainly in Europe, so they thought that Portugal would be the perfect gateway to allow that expansion. The name Afuri comes from the mountain or hill that is in a region in Japan, and according to legend, Afuri supposedly is Mount Fuji's mother, so big deal. So here it is, finally, the bowl of ramen. We went with this one because this is our favorite. Other than having that tangy, citrusy flavor, it's actually also a little spicy. And it's just the best combination of flavors you'll ever get, trust me. Unfortunately, this is not the most popular ramen here in this restaurant. The most popular one is the classic yuzu shio, which is basically just clear chicken broth with the yuzu and with the salt tare. So it's really simple, it's really light, and that's the thing Afuri is most known for. It's light, delicate, flavorful broths. I mean, just look at it, it's so perfect. And this pork, it's so nice and charred, as you can see, and it's just so good. It's really tasty. So yeah, let's dig in. So as you can see, whenever I leave, I always leave the bowl empty. It has to be empty or otherwise it's just not worth it. This ramen in particular is really good for colds, for example. I kind of had a runny nose, and since it's spicy, it just clears that away completely. And who knows, it might even be a good hangover cure. Some people might say that pho is a good hangover cure, but in my opinion, most pho are not really spicy. It just has, you know, the really salty and the flavor of the different spices that they use. But I think this has it all. It's tangy, it's spicy, and it just has so much flavor that I think it could be a really good hangover. So as I said in my other video, Asia is home to many great foods, and ramen is one of them. And growing up in Asia, I guess I can say that I'm really thankful because living in Asia is really what made me eat vegetables, for example. As weird as that may sound, they have a lot of stir fries, so that ends up making vegetables kind of tastier because you could just add a little bit of soy sauce and just kind of stir fry them, and they taste so much better without having to be steamed or something and just end up being mushy and flavorless. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you liked it. Also, let me know if you want me to do more of these food-focused videos, and let me know what you like about Asian food. In the meantime, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Ricky Resources. More food-focused videos like this one.